We close tonight's program with an unironic ode to venture capitalism. In the self-penned biographical profile Rab Heath provided for his introduction, he talks of how he has recently, quote, moved to Auckland to pursue business opportunities that have presented themselves in property development, unquote. Such a mission statement would not be amiss in the memoirs of Bob Jones. A former salesman and soldier, Mr. Heath refined his latent entrepreneurial talents studying e-commerce at Waikato University's venerated School of Management. Having subsequently started a number of companies in this line and in digital marketing, the world is truly his oyster. Rab Heath.
All right. So when I was asked to talk this evening, I was super excited because at the time I had a sweet moustache and I loved any excuse to talk about it. November starts tomorrow and it seemed like a perfect chance to kind of drive registrations and recruit some of you to fight the good fight. But alas, it wasn't to be because I had too many beers and it came off at the November launch party. So instead I decided I'd talk about something I'm more passionate about, which is getting people involved in entrepreneurship. Now, you may have a different view to me, but entrepreneurship in my mind is the people like you here tonight. The dreamers, the artists, the business types, the musicians, the photographers, and so on. The people who are willing to risk everything in the eyes of society to gain fulfillment from the things they're truly passionate about. Now, for the majority of us, for the majority of people, risk is too high, it's too scary, whatever the reasons may be. But for us, we couldn't imagine anything different. So what I want to talk about is some of the learnings I've had on my journey and how to create the environment that supports and helps me, and hopefully you. Maybe get some of you off the fence as well to give it a go. So I think there's a mentality as founders and artists that we have to be these lone wolves working day and night alone to try and make our dreams a reality, because it's the only reality that we know. And though relentless hard work is unquestionably the main driver of success in life, why do we continue to do it by ourselves? So if we're going to use the wolf metaphor, it's interesting to note that like wolves, humans are also typically driven by a pack mentality. And in nature, a lone wolf is driven out and breaks away from the pack to find better hunting grounds and or a breeding mate. The problem is, wolves have trouble hunting game alone. They generally don't succeed by themselves, just like the majority of us who refuse to bring the right people into our ventures and endeavours for whatever our reasons. I found being an entrepreneur isn't an easy road, and I'm sure most of you will know it consists of long hours that end up averaging out to cents on the dollar. So what can we change to drastically improve the quality of our lives, if not our wallet, while we still work away and grind our asses off? Please note, this is what's worked for me, and individual results may vary. Overcoming the fear of failure. Worrying about looking stupid makes us do funny things. We can't change human nature, but we can change our environment, which makes it a lot easier for us to manage. Identify the people who want the same thing as you, the people that dream of more than a 9-to-5 and are willing to do something about it. Find a mentor. Find people who are where you want to be, befriend them. Most people will make the time for you if you ask them the right way, because they've too been where you've been, motivated but not knowing where to start. Obviously stay objective, but listen to their advice. It'll save you time, energy, and the limited resources you probably don't have. Chase more than the money. I found that if the only reason you're in whatever it is you're doing is to get them dollar bills, it's more than likely that you'll run out of steam. Chasing something that makes you feel like you were born to do it or gives you a sense of purpose will allow you to get through the times that are going to be hard, and they will get hard at some point. You can't spend that money when you're dead anyway, so you may as well enjoy it. Be prepared for tall poppy syndrome. For some reason in New Zealand, we love to cut people down who want a bit more from life than being average. If you have a big idea or vision, protect it. It will intimidate people because people are scared to go on a limb and try something themselves. That's not your problem, it's theirs. Some of these people are like a virus. They'll attach themselves to you until they destroy your optimism and dreams. Cut them. The naysayers, the wasters, the cynics, get them out of your life. This is probably the hardest thing to do, especially if it's friends and family, but it's the most important. You're not here to live your life for them, you're there for you. Prepare to fail, but fail forwards, because you'll fail a lot. When was the last time you learned anything from winning, really? I by no means have made it yet. I've had some minor successes along the way over the last few years, but the learning from my monumental failures are far more valuable than any amount of money I've made. Be aware that there will be times where you'll get founder's depression. It's important to use the people and support networks that you've built up over the time and that you trust to talk, share, and recognise that you don't have to be an unshakable fortress that never rests or needs support from others. Managing the emotional side early will help you reduce the chance of crashing and burning out. Get out of your little work den out of your mum's basement, wherever it is. See what it's like to have made it. Go work with successful people in a co-working environment. I highly recommend going up to the Biz Dojo, and there's also soda down the road. Find an active sport you enjoy to keep some balance. Everyone's different. I'm working towards my skydiving license. You might want to go for a walk around the lake. Find something, whatever it is, and make it social, because it gets you out of your comfort zone and where you're usually working. It also releases huge amounts of dopamine and makes life a whole lot better. Network, even if you don't want to. You never know who you'll meet that could help or that you could help them. I am by nature an extrovert and genuinely like meeting and talking with new people. If you're an introvert, it's hard, but it works. The other day we had a cup of tea with a 92-year-old man who wants to do a joint venture now and build 18 apartments on a piece of land he has. Collaborate with other businesses and other people. It means you won't have to work alone in that basement anymore. You'll get to have sleepovers, but with beer, and you'll make money. Working with others lets you focus on your core competencies and them on theirs. It's much better to have a piece of a really, really big, efficient pie than 100% of a little, dysfunctional one. Make the time to help those who are new to the game. Eventually, people will notice your hard work and the progress that you're making. Your friends will bounce ideas off you. They'll ask for advice and help. Remember that your first idea was probably shit, and you chewed someone's ear off about it for ages. This is when you give back, return the favour, have patience, and share with them the importance of market research, early validations, failing fast. Entrepreneurship in whatever formal industry is going to be the vehicle in which we see growth for the Waikato and the Waikato region in New Zealand. It's up to the people here to dream big and take the risk others won't. Our governments aren't going to do it, but we can as individuals. It can be an awesome journey along the way. That more or less sums up my talk, but the last thing I will say is when you're 60 years old and you look back on your life, maybe older, whenever you finish working, older, really old, you can't walk anymore. I'm just going to stop there, I think.